I don't think I really realized how awesome of a life God could really give me. I guess back then I measured my happiness and success and joy on what I had and what I had done. Hello everybody, my name is Raya and I'm just going to be discussing a few verses in 2 Corinthians today about encouragement. I just feel like this passage has really encouraged me over the years to stay firm in my walk with the Lord. So I'm just going to read it out to you. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 16 to 18. Therefore we do not lose heart. Even though our inward man is perishing, yet the inward man is being renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is for but a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And so I really have been encouraged by this passage a number of times over the last few years since giving my life to God. But one moment in particular that I remember, it was when I first actually decided to fully surrender my life to Christ. And I made some really big decisions all in like a small amount of time, just to pretty much just change my whole life and just surrender it all to God. And in doing that, I signed up for a discipleship training program, which is like a 4-month course in North New South Wales. It was an amazing experience, by the way, but it did come with a few trials. So surrendering my life to Christ, I actually ended up hurting a lot of people at the same time. And I also had to say goodbye to a lot of things that I did work really hard for. Like I had spent most of my life working hard for, so I had to give a lot of things up as well. And at the time, I don't think I really realized how awesome of a life God could really give me. I guess back then I measured my happiness and success and joy on what I had and what I had done, and just worldly things, not heavenly things at all. And so, I remember this one time as I was just feeling totally overwhelmed. It was just a massive few months for me prior to going there. I remember just one night feeling like I literally just couldn't go on anymore. I was like, I can't do this whole God thing anymore. Like, it's actually too hard. I've hurt too many people. It's too hard saying goodbye to all these things. I just can't do it. And I'm actually really blessed that I was in that environment at the time where everyone was so on fire for God and everyone was praying for everyone, and it was just a really beautiful time. And verses like this really encouraged me to keep going with it all. And I'm really glad I did, because I think when we're going through a trial or something bad's happening around us, it's quite easy to get caught up in that moment and just concentrate on all these bad things and not be able to see the other side. But we do have a God who knows the end from the beginning, and he died to give us the most amazing life. And I know all that now, obviously. And I just really feel encouraged by these verses, because it says in 18, for while we do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen, which are all the things that I gave up, or the people hurting around me, they're only temporary, because they're just worldly things. But the things which are not seen are eternal. So all the blessings that God's given me since giving my life to him is just amazing. So now when I look back, I see that going through those trials back then, I grew so much in my faith. I learned to depend on God and God alone, rather than depending on the things that I had to bring me joy and peace and happiness, or of any sort of worldly things. So instead of depending on those things, I really learned to just depend on God alone, and you just end up being so much more fulfilled, and you really do receive a joy and a peace that only God can provide. It's really good to kind of look back, I guess, at the trials that we've gone through and just in the past, and just look at the blessings that have come from it and how much we've grown, and you end up being able to thank God in any future or current or future trials, because you know that like you can literally just thank him while you're going through a trial, knowing that good things, good fruits are going to come from it. In verse 17, that's the main verse here that really speaks to me, where it says, "For our light affliction, which is for but a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." So the things that we're currently going through, or that we have gone through, or that we're going to go through in the near future, they are just for a moment. So they're a tiny little speck in a massive time frame of like eternity. And to go through those things but then be changed for the better for eternity, it just makes you feel like going through those trials is worth it. So I hope you're feeling encouraged by those verses, and just remember that it says in Romans 8:28 that all things work together for good to those who love God and to those who are faithful to his commandments. And I just think any sort of trial we go through, we've just got to be thankful, and then, even though that's easier said than done, we can end up looking back at it and realize all the blessings that have come from it. So thank you.